Title: Roses Amidst the Thorns. Chapter 1: The Meeting. Long before the fateful evening that changed the trajectory of her life, Elena Russo was a devoted wife to Marco, a successful real estate developer. Their suburban home sat at the edge of town, surrounded by manicured hedges and white picket fences. But beneath the pristine exterior, the marriage lacked spark. Marco was often away on business, leaving Elena feeling isolated and unfulfilled. One night, as rain poured overhead, she sought refuge at Ristorante Bella Notte, a cozy Italian eatery favored by both the locals and the elite. The air was thick with the scent of garlic and tomatoes, and the ambience was warm with soft lighting and laughter. Seated at the bar, her glass of red wine hardly touched, Elena watched couples around her, their intimacy a stark reminder of her lonely existence. Then she saw him, the dark-haired man with piercing blue eyes and a presence that commanded attention. He sat surrounded by a group of rough-looking men, yet he remained calm, exuding an aura of power and danger that made her heart race. Luca Moretti, the notorious mafia boss rumored to control half the city. The stories about him were whispered in hushed tones, ruthless, charming, and impossibly dangerous. Yet, at that moment, he turned his gaze toward her, as if sensing her loneliness, and smiled. It was a smile that made her heart flutter unexpectedly. Chapter 2: The Affair Begins. Days turned into weeks, and Elena returned to Bella Notte more than ever before, lured by the possibility of seeing Luca again. One fateful evening, their eyes locked once more, and he approached her. "Mind if I join you?" he asked, his voice smooth like velvet. Elena felt a thrill, a rush of adrenaline. "I don't mind at all," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. And just like that, they began an affair. Their meetings were drenched in secrecy, passion, and an undertone of danger that both thrilled and terrified her. In the restaurant's dim light, they whispered sweet nothings while the world outside continued obliviously. Luca showed her a luxury-filled life that she had only seen in movies. He introduced her to a rabble of characters who moved with a distinct elegance under the criminal underworld, and yet there was something magnetic about him that she couldn't ignore. He was an enigma, and every time they met, she fell deeper under his spell. Chapter 3: The Twist of Fate. As their secret rendezvous continued, a deep bond formed between them, fueled by intense moments of passion and the thrill of their hidden romance. Elena became someone she had never imagined, confident, daring, and living for the moment. But just as she began to believe they might forge a life together, everything began to unravel. One evening, she received a frantic call from Marco. "Elena, I'm coming home early." The tension in his voice made her stomach drop. In a panic, she rushed to Luca's house, knowing that Marco would suspect something if he found her gone without a trace. "What's wrong?" Luca asked, sensing her distress. "I have to go." "Marco is coming home," she exclaimed, her heart racing. "Don't worry, just leave through the back exit." "I'll take care of it," Luca assured her, but the storm of uncertainty brewed within her. As she dashed out the back door, she saw Marco's car pull into their driveway, showcasing his imposing frame against the backdrop of their home. Racing inside, Elena was a bundle of nerves, guilt, and trepidation warring within her. And that's when the unexpected twist came crashing down. Marco displayed a different side to him when he confronted her. "You think I haven't noticed?" His eyes blazed with fury as he towered over her, letting the facade drop away. "What?" she stammered. "I know you've been sneaking around with that mafia scum," he spat. "And what you don't know is that I am part of his world too. He's a dead man walking, and so are you if you don't come back to me," Marco threatened, revealing a side of himself that had been hidden beneath the surface of their domestic life. Chapter 4: Into the Abyss. Elena's world became a tangled web of treachery and lies. The love she had for Luca and the distorted sense of loyalty she felt towards Marco clawed at her mind. She felt trapped, caught in a storm she could neither control nor escape. Luca had always warned her of the dangers of their world, and now she understood it all too well. When she confided in him about Marco's threat, Luca's demeanor shifted from charming to deadly serious. "We will not let him threaten you, Elena." "I won't allow it," he declared, the raw intensity of his voice sending chills down her spine. That very night, without warning, a group of men burst into her house when Marco wasn't home. The mafia had come knocking, apparently aware of Marco's double life. They were there for him, but they found her instead. "Where is he?" one of the men growled. Elena's heart raced. She had no idea where to point them. "I don't know," she pleaded. Just as panic began to overwhelm her, Luca stormed in, taking full control. "Get away from her," he commanded, his powerful presence filling the room. The men hesitated, shocked but not intimidated. Chapter 5: A Dangerous Game. What unfolded was a dangerous showdown. Luca and the men exchanged tense words. A stalemate formed on the precipice of violence. Elena held her breath, her world spiraling out of control. Before she knew it, Luca had disarmed one of the men, his swift movements orchestrating a kind of ruthless grace. Marco entered through the back, confusion etched on his face as he saw the chaos unraveling. "What the hell is going on?" he shouted, instantly flanked by two of his thugs. In that moment, Elena realized that the game was larger than she thought. Marco was neither innocent nor the man she believed him to be. "You think you can mix with the likes of me and get away with it?" he sneered at Luca. But just as adrenaline surged within the room, a loud bang echoed, a gunshot followed by the crackle of glass shattering. In a sudden, blinding moment, chaos erupted once more. Elena instinctively threw herself to the floor, her heart pounding as shouts filled the air. Luca grabbed her, pulling her close and shielding her from the wreckage. "We have to go," he yelled, urgency pulsating in the air. The tension reached an unbearable fever pitch as they fled through the back, adrenaline coursing through their veins. They ran together, hearts racing, fueled by survival and passion, unaware of the hell waiting for them on the other side. Chapter 6: Aftermath. The getaway left Elena breathless, her world turned upside down. In the days that followed, amidst the chaos of lies and deceit, she faced a whirlwind of decisions. The closest parts of her life were unraveling, the stark reality painfully clear. Marco had always held a secret darker than she could fathom, one that put not just her life, but the life of her children at risk. Luca, on the other hand, became her unexpected protector. Their romance flourished in the backdrop of danger, each stolen moment cherished like an ember keeping her from freezing in despair. But evil intentions lurked nearer than they knew. Marco, infuriated, sought revenge while Elena and Luca plotted their next steps. What had started as a love affair had morphed into a deadly game of cat and mouse. Chapter 7: The Final Confrontation. The climax reached a zenith when Marco confronted them at Bella Notte, the very place their affair had begun. The air was thick with tension as they exchanged terse words in the shadowed recesses of the restaurant. "You think you can take what's mine?" Marco's voice was low and menacing. "He's not yours," Elena shot back, emboldened. The confrontation erupted into chaos once more, with Marco unleashing his fury. Luca effortlessly deflected Marco's advances, their history playing out in a dangerous ballet. Elena, caught in the crossfire, finally found her voice. "You can't keep me in chains, Marco. I'm not yours to possess." Suddenly, understanding dawned upon her. True love wasn't meant to cage, but to liberate. Marco faltered, anger replaced with doubt, and, in that hesitation, Luca seized the opportunity. Moments later, the sound of sirens wailed in the distance, and the reality of the world outside seeped into the restaurant. These new, hard-won truths were about to shake the very foundation of their lives. Chapter 8: New Beginnings. In the aftermath of the confrontation, as the dust settled, Elena found herself standing at a crossroads. Marco's empire crumbled as he was arrested, finally facing the consequences of his brutal actions. Freedom felt both exhilarating and terrifying. With Luca by her side, Elena stepped into a new world, a realm of choices. They bound their lives together, not out of possession but mutual acceptance of their pasts. Each day brought new dreams tinged with remnants of the dangerous romance that had saved her from a life of mediocrity. Epilogue. Elena and Luca adapted to their new reality, the scars of the past grating their love with a depth neither had anticipated. They built a life intertwined with both vulnerability and trust. Their relationship tested by the shadows of their past, they rose anew, each challenge reinforcing the bond that had first been ignited in stolen glances across a crowded restaurant, a bond stronger than the thorns that enveloped their love, blooming vibrantly despite the chaos around them. As they stood together beneath the stars, lost in dreams that once felt impossible, Elena realized that life and love often veered through the unpredictable, weaving tales of roses thriving amidst the thorns.